Hi there, this is Heather. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to show you something a little bit different to do with the watercolour pencils. Oops. So Stampin' Up have a selection of, I think it's 13 different watercolour pencils that are available in the main catalogue. So I've made this card up for you to have a little look at, but I wanted to show you quickly, this is the card that I'm teaching this Saturday. So again, it just uses the watercolour pencils just around there, so I thought I would show you how to do that. Oh, let's move it so you can actually see it. There we go. All right, so we're not going to do that one because that's a lot bigger, so I thought I would show you this one. All right, so I wanted to show you how using watercolour pencils on a black background can really look cool. So that's what we've done with this card. First off, I didn't want to have to use embossing, heat embossing. So I thought, right, I'll try it out with just white. So ink up, make sure it's all inked with your white. And this is the white craft ink. So it does stay longer, it does stay wet even for longer. And just hold it down for your count of 5, then lift it off. Okay, I always try and hold it down for a count of 5 just to give myself, oh, actually I'll keep that open, just to make sure that the ink has had a proper time to sink into the cardstock. So again, just make sure it's all inked up and pop that down onto the little piece for the label. As you can see with these ones, I've actually pre-cut the corners of them. So I'll show you how to do that with this piece in a moment. All right, so that's all my white that I need for. So that's the Whisper White pigment ink. It's the craft stamping pad that you can find in the catalogue. And I can even tell you what page it's on. It's on page 202. There you go. All right, so allow those to dry. In the meantime, what I'll do is I'll just show you how I rounded the corners. So I've used this trio punch, which is so cool. It's got 3 different parts to it. So you can see here it's got little ledges there, so you just have to make sure that your cardstock is up against the ledges in order for it to give you that good what's it called, curve around the edges. Blah blah blah. Okie dokie, so there we go, 4 curves, 4 little bits which can be chucked into the bin. If it was close enough, it would probably be better if it didn't go on the floor. Okay, so now we've got those bits done, I will show you what it's like to use these on the black cardstock. So what I've done to begin with is just literally taken the white, yellow pen. So this is the Daffodil Delight pen. And if you just colour over top and avoid the white lines, you'll see it just sort of pops out really pretty. Hopefully you can see this from the video. If not, might be redoing the video. All right, so I'm just going to give her a little bit of yellow in her hair. Then this one kind of makes a good skin colour if you do it really lightly. So I'll just add a little bit of skin to her. And then you can actually go over top again to add different colours to it. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the pumpkin pie to this one. And maybe also a little bit of pink as well. So this is the Melon Mambo. Just sort of deepens up that little bit of colour there. Then I'm going to go with a bit of the Calypso Coral for the umbrella. And we'll just colour that in. Doesn't have to be accurate at all. I sometimes find it's nice if it's not so accurate, so I'm just also adding a little bit of the Melon Mambo over top again, because I've got this colour and it's got the Melon Mambo in it as well, so I want it to sort of blend in with the background. So with the little label bit, or the saying, I've actually added a bit of colour around the outside as well, so you can just, I had it that way to begin with, that's right. Just grab a bit of that so I don't get the colour all over my sheet. Finally got a clean sheet, and I tend to to end up making them so dirty all the time that then it looks a bit disgusting if I try and do a video with it. So, and if that's not quite bright enough for you, then just add a bit of extra something just to brighten it up. And get going around like that. So, as I say, it really doesn't have to be desperately accurate. So it just, I don't know if you can see that, just gives it a little bit of something around the edges. Hopefully this is still going, yes. And she's got her dress all and her umbrella all coloured in. So enter the card, and we will just pop that down with a bit of snail adhesive. Let's pop that onto there. So this is the paper that's, oh, it's so pretty. What's it called though? That's not it. Okay, let me just find it in the catalogue and I'll be able to tell you what it's called, because it is really gorgeous paper. That really would have helped had I done so beforehand. Here it is. Okay, so it's called Petal Promenade, and it is just the prettiest paper. It really is. It's got all sorts of roses and things on it. It's got pinks and it's got rich raspberry, and yeah, it's just gorgeous, gorgeous paper. Let's leave that to one side. Then I have put the girl up on dimensionals. So here's my dimensionals. We will add one of those into each corner. So when you're getting your dimensionals off, nice easy tip is if you find it difficult to lift them up in the corners, just pop your nail down and it'll lift up a tiny bit off the corner for you. That one's off. Otherwise, if you've got nails, you can just shove them underneath and it also brings it up. So let's pop her down onto there. And there she goes. And wishing you brighter days to come. Again, I've just used a couple of dimensionals just onto the back of that. I have nails, so I can actually just do that, which is kind of nice. They're not huge nails, obviously, as you can see. So wishing you brighter days to come. Is that level? Difficult to tell. All right. So that's the card. Now there was a couple of extra things I just wanted to show you quickly. So these actually come, as I said, in 13 different colours. So I've put here just a selection of the colours. So you can see we've got, let me just move back to the page that they were on. That was clever, wasn't it? I got rid of that page. There they are. I'll just show you them in the catalogue. There they go. So the watercolour pencils. So we've got basic black, which obviously I can't really do because it's black paper. So basic grey, then Bermuda Bay, Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, Early Espresso is this one, Melon Mambo, Old Olive, Pacific Point, Pumpkin Pie. That, strangely enough, is real red. It doesn't look like real red to me on that, but when it's coloured on paper, it looks much more like it. Rich Raspberry, and then the Whisper White. So the other thing that I also wanted to show you was if you want it to pop a little more. So this is done the way that the girl is done on this. Okay, so it's just straight on the black cardstock. But then I thought, oh, it'd be interesting to see what it would be like with white underneath it. So what I've done with this one is I've actually put the white pencil underneath first. So, see, white pencil, Whisper White. And then I've coloured over top of it. So I think it turns out a little brighter. Don't know what you think of it. I really like the way that it turns out like that, but it does brighten it up a little bit. Then this one I didn't think was too successful. I actually used the chalk marker underneath it, but I'm not all that keen on how it turned out. So that is it for now, and it sounds like my family are coming home, so it's just as well. All right, thanks for joining me. Bye.